In the quiet before sunrise, the world feels paused, like it's holding its breath. You step into a low, stone chamber lit by a single torch. The flicker of flame casts shifting shadows on walls that seem to lean in, curious. And there, resting on a simple altar of rough-hewn rock, lies something that glows with a soft, green light, the Hermetic Emerald Tablet. It doesn't look like much, just a small slab of polished green stone, worn by time and travel. But as your hand brushes its cool surface, you feel something shift inside you, a faint hum that seems to come from the heart of the world. The words etched into the tablet are nearly faded, yet you can still make out a line that reads, "As above, so below." It's short, almost cryptic, but it tugs at you, as if it holds the secret of how everything fits together. Over the centuries, whispers about this tablet have drawn seekers from every corner of the globe. Egyptian priests believed it carried the very code of creation. Medieval alchemists risked their lives to find it, convinced it could change lead into gold. Yet at its core, the tablet's promise goes beyond metal and wealth. It hints at the hidden link between the smallest grain of sand and the vast expanse of the sky. Today, in a world of fast facts and cold data, the Emerald Tablet still pulses with mystery. It asks us to pause, to wonder, and to imagine that there might be a deeper pattern beneath all we see. What if this green stone truly holds a map to transforming our lives, not just materials? What if its simple message is an invitation to discover something buried in our own hearts? So take a breath. Let the torchlight warm your skin. Lean closer to the tablet's glow and feel its gentle pull. In the next moments, we'll step beyond the surface and begin to uncover what this remarkable stone really means. For alchemy, for the cosmos, and for you. You reach out again, letting your fingertips linger on the tablet's cool surface. Up close, you begin to notice the fine, almost imperceptible cracks that trace through the green stone like veins of living light. It's as though the tablet itself is breathing, exhaling whispers of a deeper design. What if those faint fractures are not just damage from age, but hints at a hidden layering of meaning, clues waiting to be read by a patient eye? For centuries, this little slab of green has drawn the curious and the desperate alike. In Alexandria's grand libraries, scholars argued over its true origin. In the dim corners of medieval Europe, alchemists risked imprisonment chasing rumors that a single phrase could unlock nature's secrets. Even today, modern-day seekers, scientists, mystics, and dreamers are drawn to its unassuming shape, convinced that beneath its simplicity lies something vast. What is it about this modest tablet that captivates so many? Perhaps it's the promise that the same principle governs the atom and the galaxy, that a single golden thread binds the smallest spark of life to the cosmic tapestry. Or maybe it's the way the tablet's verses tease both science and spirit, inviting us to bridge worlds we've long kept apart. Each reading seems to open a new door. One moment, it feels like a physics equation. The next, it's a poem about the soul's journey. Yet for all its fame, the Emerald Tablet remains shrouded in uncertainty. No one can say with confidence who first spoke its words, or exactly how its message traveled across continents and centuries. Each culture left its own fingerprint. The Egyptians spoke of creation's breath, the Greeks spoke of divine harmony, the Persians spoke of inner light. And each reinterpretation added another layer to the mystery, transforming the tablet from a single artifact into a living legend. In the coming moments, we'll begin to peel back those layers. We'll trace the tablet's path through time, meet the figures who risked everything to possess it, and discover why its simple lines continue to stir our imaginations. But first, let yourself feel the pull of the unknown, because the real journey starts when we admit we don't yet understand. Long before laboratories and glowing screens, in a time when the desert wind carried secrets across dunes, a figure known as Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great Hermes, was said to walk the earth. Some say he was a synthesis of the Greek god Mercury and the Egyptian god Thoth, a sage whose words bridged heaven and earth. It was in Hellenistic Egypt, around the 2nd century AD, that whispers first began of a terse, emerald-hued text hidden in the vaults of ancient temples. Picture a young scribe in Alexandria, oil lamp guttering as he copies scraps of papyrus. He tapes together fragments of a cryptic poem, just a few lines that claim the cosmos operates on a simple principle: that which is above is like that which is below. In its brevity lies a challenge, and in its challenge, a spark. These words may have been penned on emerald plates or simply described as such. Over the centuries, the details blurred into legend. Centuries later, in the bustling markets of Baghdad, alchemists like Jabir ibn Hayyan translated Greek fragments into Arabic. They treated the tablet's message as an arcane formula. Elements could be purified, spirit could be elevated. Manuscripts multiplied, each copy adding marginal notes, diagrams of circles and triangles, attempts to illustrate the tablet's vision of unity between earth and sky. By the 12th century, Europe stirred with renewed interest. A wandering scholar named Hugo of Suntaya brought one Arabic version back to Toledo, where Christian, Jewish, and Muslim thinkers gathered under candlelight. They rendered the text into Latin, and suddenly the Emerald Tablet became the heartbeat of medieval alchemy. In oil lamp workshops, blackened with soot, adepts ground metals and muttered incantations, convinced that mastering the tablet's principle could unveil nature's hidden code. Through these transformations, from Hellenistic scrolls to Arabic treatises to Latin tomes, the core message endured, even as details shifted. The Emerald Tablet became less of a fixed object and more of a living idea, a bridge between disciplines, a spark that ignited both scientific inquiry and spiritual longing. As we trace this path, from the salt-crusted sanctuaries of ancient Egypt to the smoky alchemical forges of medieval Europe, we begin to see not just a text, but a tapestry woven by countless hands, each seeking to touch the edge of mystery. Beneath the tablet's simple lines lies a layer few ever glimpse, a whisper that its true magic isn't in changing metals, but in transforming minds. Look past the promise of gold, and you'll find a mirror held up to the soul. The phrase, "as above, so below," becomes a key, not to unlock a furnace, but to open the chambers of your own consciousness. Imagine those medieval adepts hunched over bubbling flasks, only to discover that the real transmutation took place within, their own fears melting away, their ambitions refined into purpose. Modern thinkers like Carl Jung saw the tablet as a guide to inner alchemy, mapping the journey from shadow to wholeness. In this light, each element becomes an aspect of the psyche: earth for stability, water for emotion, air for thought, fire for will. Blend them just so, and the leaden self awakens as something golden. Even today, some physicists draw parallels between the Emerald Tablet's unity and the entanglement of particles, a glimpse of how every part of the universe dances in concert. The lines etched on that green stone might code the same pattern that binds galaxies to atoms, hinting at a hidden order beneath apparent chaos. But perhaps the tablet's deepest secret is its insistence on paradox. It speaks in opposites, life and death, micro and macro, matter and spirit, and shows that they are two faces of a single coin. In practical terms, it asks us to embrace our contradictions, to welcome doubt as the partner of faith, to see weakness as the seed of strength. And then there's the color itself. Emerald green is more than ornamental. It's the hue of renewal, the shade of living spring. Some traditions say the stone was never found but grown, an alchemical organism nourished by ritual, imagination, and belief. In that telling, the Emerald Tablet is alive, evolving with every mind that contemplates it. So the real meaning of the tablet isn't hidden behind arcane symbols. It's woven into the act of seeking. When you read its lines, you're not decoding someone else's secret, you're igniting your own. The true alchemy is awakening to the unity between the world without and the world within, and becoming both the craftsman and the craft. Imagine waking before sunrise, cup of tea in hand, and whispering the tablet's words, "As above, so below." Feel how that simple mantra settles your mind, anchoring you to both earth and sky. In this moment, the Emerald Tablet becomes more than a relic. It's a living practice. Start with balance. Just as the tablet unites opposite forces, seek harmony in your daily rhythm. When stress builds like dark clouds, pause and breathe. Visualize inhaling the cool green of the tablet, drawing in clarity. Exhale the chaos, releasing what no longer serves. Over time, this small ritual rewires your nervous system, teaching resilience as naturally as the tides ebb and flow. Next, embrace inner alchemy. In your journaling or meditation, map your elements. Note when your thoughts feel heavy like earth, fluid like water, restless like air, or fierce like fire. Rather than denying any part of yourself, learn to blend them. Ground your ideas, earth, with creativity, air. Fuel your projects, fire, with compassion, water. This conscious mixing awakens your hidden strengths, helping you see challenges as raw materials for growth. Third, carry the tablet's message into relationships. Notice how people around you mirror your inner state. When you radiate calm, you invite calm. When you project fear, you meet resistance. Use this reflection as feedback. If conflict stirs, pause and ask, what am I projecting? How can I shift my inner balance to change what's below, and thus what's above? Finally, let curiosity be your guide. The Emerald Tablet invites you to question perceived limits. Ask what secrets lie behind everyday phenomena. Read a science article alongside a mythic tale. In the overlap, you'll find fresh insights. Over time, this practice expands your creativity, your empathy, and your sense of wonder. Each of these steps, mantra, meditation, mirrored relationships, and cross-pollinated curiosity, is a thread in the tablet's grand design. You don't need a hidden chamber or an alchemist's flask. The power lives in your willingness to see unity in diversity and to engage life as a grand experiment in inner transformation. As the green glow of the Emerald Tablet fades in your mind's eye, pause to feel the threads it has woven through your day. We began with a simple slab of stone, worn by time, humble in size, but discovered a living message that bridges earth and sky, matter and spirit, thought and being. What feels like a relic of ancient alchemy is, in truth, an invitation to see the grand design in every moment, and to recognize that you carry the same creative spark the tablet speaks of. We traced its journey from temple vaults in Hellenistic Egypt, through the ink-stained desks of medieval scholars, to the hearts of modern seekers. We peeled back layers of myth and metal, uncovering a hidden truth, that real transmutation happens not in a crucible, but in consciousness. Each time you read, as above, so below, you're called to remember that the inner world and outer world dance together, mirror to mirror. In practice, this means bringing balance to your breath, to your thoughts, to your relationships. It means blending the elements of your psyche with intention, turning every challenge into raw material for growth. It means standing in awe of life's paradoxes, seeing weakness as strength, doubt as doorway. And above all, it means staying curious, letting science and spirit inform each other in the grand experiment of being alive. So here's your part in the alchemy. Carry the tablet's mantra into your daily life. Whisper its words at dawn. Notice how your inner shifts echo outward. Journal your elemental patterns. Question what you thought was fixed. In these small practices, the tablet's mystery becomes your own story of transformation. If this journey has stirred something in you, take a moment now. Leave a comment about which insight resonates most. And if you're hungry for more of these cinematic explorations into ancient wisdom, subscribe and ring the bell so the glow of forgotten truths can find you again. Until next time, may your inner and outer worlds align, and may the emerald light guide you toward your own hidden gold.